Imagine your brain is wired like a high-gain microphone, but with a completely broken volume knob. Every sound, every single smell is just dialed up to 11 permanently.
Yeah, that is the daily reality for Chris Kent. You know the premise of Steven Sutherland's Invisible Borderlands, right?
Hmm.
A Brooklyn police recruit in 2025, basically obsessed with solving her parents' murder.
Right, but we are not just looking at a gritty procedural today. Our mission in this custom-tailored deep dive is to dissect how Sutherland mashes up these gritty police tropes with superhero origins and, like, time-traveling anomalies.
Exactly. It's a wild collision. You've got unresolved trauma, superhuman neurology, and quantum mechanics all just smashing together.
Okay, let's unpack this. We know the inciting incident, right? The tragic 2009 Louisville fire that killed Chris and Caleb Kent's parents. They were scientists studying human potential.
Yeah, and that research literally rewrote Chris and Caleb's DNA. But instead of treating her heightened senses, her strength, and her agility like some standard comic book superpower,
Right, it is treated like a physiological burden. I mean, think of her trauma and powers like an overcoiled spring. Forged in tragedy, but weaponized for justice.
what's fascinating here is the biological mechanism behind your powers. It is not a gift at all. It is more like an involuntary recording system.
Oh, wow. So her enhanced senses are actually a double-edged sword.
Completely. Her olfactory bulb and auditory cortex are so hyper-developed that she does not just remember the fire, she physically relives it. She smells the ash, she hears the exact pitch of her mother's screams on a loop. It is, well, it's a sensory prison.
God, so her body is just a walking crime scene.
Yeah, literally.
That really explains her relentless drive to find the killer, which brings us to the bizarre clues her parents left behind, like how a standard cold case rapidly mutates into a sci-fi mystery.
The anagram puzzle, right? It's such a cool transition.
Exactly. We have these weird fragments. The word Cairo, a note about someone named Vile, the letter S, and a suspect known for drinking tea. For a while, that last clue really bothered me.
Oh, because the math does not work at all. If you spell out the beverage, TEA, you get 13 letters.
Right. Which is too many for the killer's alias, but that is the trick. Chris realizes it was not the drink. Her dad was phonetically spelling the letter T.
Oh, that's clever. So you take CAIRO, VILE, S, and T. Exactly 11 letters.
Yeah, and you rearrange them and you get Victor Elias.
Or, as we know him, Victor Mann.
Huh.
And once she identifies Mann, the narrative completely pivots. I mean, the parameters of reality in the story just fracture.
Here's where it gets really interesting, and honestly where I need you to explain the logic to me. Chris tracks Mann down, but instead of typical mob enforcer, she gets ambushed by literal time-displaced 1960s greasers.
Right, and she manages to steal a time-shifting device from them.
Yeah, but I have to push back on this. You are reading this dark, grounded noir, and suddenly we have time-traveling greasers. It feels like dropping a 1950s diner right into the middle of a cyberpunk heist. Does that not make the gritty tone too absurd?
Well, it feels absurd until you look at why it works mechanically.
Yeah.
Mann is not building time machines like DeLoreans, you know.
Right.
He is weaponizing the Kent's stolen human potential research to locate and rip open temporal fault lines. So it escalates the story from a simple revenge plot to a literal war over reality itself.
Wait, so he's just using them because...
Because he pulls these greasers out of the 1960s since they're cheap, disposable muscle. Plus, they have zero digital footprint in 2025. It is a tactical use of time travel. He is hacking the timeline like a syndicate would hack a server.
Ah, I see. So he is exploiting glitches in reality, which means the high-concept sci-fi actually yields devastating, grounded human consequences, especially for her brother Caleb.
Yeah. Caleb's trauma-induced downward spiral is tragic, and his encounters with Mann are terrifying.
Which perfectly explains the brutal cliffhanger at her cousin Mia's apartment. Chris takes the stolen device there to hide Caleb, but, locks and deadbolts do not matter to a guy bending time.
Right, Mann's men just bypass conventional security entirely. They just step through space-time, leading to Caleb getting shot in the crossfire.
It is rough. It really asks you to reflect on the cost of obsession. I mean, how far would you push for justice if it meant putting your only remaining family in the crosshairs?
It is the ultimate tragic irony. Chris's relentless pursuit of vengeance just brought the violence right back to her brother.
Yeah. Well, wait, if we think about the mechanics of what Mann is doing, if he already possesses a functional time-shifting device in 2025 and it was built from the Kent's stolen research.
This raises an important question, actually. If Mann can rewrite history like a hard drive, We have to rethink the inciting incident itself,
Oh, man.
right? Did the 2009 Louisville fire actually happen as a tragic accident? Or did man use the device to travel back and orchestrate the murder of her parents to steal the research in the first place?
Meaning Chris has been fighting a rigged game her entire life. Her timeline might have been manipulated before she even realized she was in a war. Well, that is definitely a mind bender for you to mull over. Until next time.